Alright, we're going to move on to trig word problems. So, first thing you're going to do is draw a picture, draw a picture. So, it's going to be very important that you draw out what this is talking about. So, we have a new tree attached to a guy wire to help support the tree while it's trying to grow. So, I'm going to start out by drawing a tree. And you'll see that it does not need to be anything pretty, but it just needs to get the point of what you're doing. So we have a tree. We have a wire hooked to it coming down to the ground. And there's a stake in the ground. And so I'm going to start out with this picture. So the angle of elevation is 42 degrees. The angle of elevation is always the one made with the ground. So the angle of elevation is the one down here. We know that's 42 degrees. We know that an 8-foot wire is attached, so we know this is 8. So it says, find to the nearest tenth the height of the connection point on the tree. So X is over here. So now I'm going to use trig. So it's going to make a right angle with the tree and the ground. So I have opposite, and I have hypotenuse. So I have sine of 42 degrees equals x over 8. And I'm going to multiply by 8. So my answer would be whatever 8 sine 42 is. And I apologize, I cannot find my calculator at home. But you can type that in and you would round to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's look at example 2. So we have a tower. And we have a forest ranger looking at his partner on the ground. So, we have a tower. We have a person standing on the tower looking down at a person on the ground. The tower is 45 feet, so this is 45 feet. How far is the person from the base of the tower? So that would be this distance down here. So my triangle is right here. And this one says angle of depression. So think about depressed means down. So I'm looking down. So that's going to be this angle outside here. Well, because you think about this, you would have a transversal up here. This line right here would be a transversal. So the angle of depression is actually the same as the angle of elevation. So that angle down there at the ground would be 40 as well. So I have opposite, I have adjacent, so I have tan of 40 equals 45 over x. I'm going to multiply both sides by x, so I have x tan 40 equals 45, divide. And whatever that is, I will round to the nearest tenth. Okay, example 3. I have a lamp post. So here's my post. And my lamp sitting on the top. We'll put some bulbs up here. There's my lamp post. So the angle of, so I have the sun up here in the sky. Find the shadow. So here would be the shadow. Cast by a 10-foot lamppost, so I know that's 10 feet, when the angle of elevation is 58. So the shadow would be down here. Think about your shadow, it's on the ground behind you. So I would have tan of 58 equals 10 over x, multiplied by, x. So I have x tan 58 equals 10, and divide by the tangent of 58. And that would tell you how long the shadow is. Okay, final example. We have a brick wall. We have a ladder leaning against it. So there's my ladder. The foot of the ladder is 6 feet from the wall, so that's 6. The ladder reaches a height of 15 on the wall, so this is 15. Find the angle the ladder makes with the wall. So I actually want this angle up here. So there's the ladder, there's the wall. So I have tan x equals, I have opposite and adjacent. So I have 6 over 15. I'll take the inverse tan of both sides. So I have x equals the inverse tan of 6/15. And I'm done. Okay, and you obviously are going to type that in and round it to whatever I ask you to round to. Alright, thanks for watching. We're going to be doing word problems all day tomorrow.